Alright, so I'm going to just go over this chart, see what's going on here. So you have the daily on the left hand side and the 5-minute wave on the right hand side. This is what Wyckoff explained in terms of using wave charts alongside daily charts and looking for turning points. Anyway, so the market was in a downtrend. Over here, things changed. Alright, so over here, you basically have an uptrend, green, green, green. Alright, and what I find interesting is the original breakout was over here, right here, and here. How do you know? Because that's where it broke the pivot, and you can see how it broke. Let me see, right there on increasing volume of about 27% increase in volume. As it took that area out, it had follow through and just tested. So it's not rocket science. Over here you have this area of resistance. Broke out, increasing volume of 39%. But as I explained earlier, what I like is the bar before it totally dried up in terms of volume. So that emboldens the bulls because they know it's low volume pressure, meaning no supply, and then they're going to get aggressive. That's what happened. So now the market's, it's an uptrend, but it's like a trading range in an uptrend. And the pressure here is very important to watch. Alright, so the way you trade trading range is obviously at the edges. Right, so what I'm do is mark this and mark this. Why am I marking it? Well, for one reason, you have a rally pullback and it is, going back there. But these are the edges of this range. Now, this is really important, alright, because the behavior here, you could trade the edges. So, see this edge, it went to that edge in reverse, So, what I'm going to do is I just analyze maybe just like 2 turning points. Right, so I'll analyze this and show how this turn occurred, and then analyze this and show how this turn occurred. So these are 2 turning points or pivots, or where supply is greater than demand, and then demand was greater than supply, and therefore you have the turn. Alright, so first of all, before I do that, I just want to point something out. You see the volumes here, this is normal behavior, meaning the normal model, right, is nothing more than a rally and a pullback. I know there's all these extensive models about this, and all that, but those are, I think they're overdone. What the real model is nothing more than a rally and a pullback. Alright, so that's what you're doing. You take a look at the rally and the pullback and thinking in waves. Alright, so over here, for example, you have 11, right, which is bigger than 10, and therefore you have more volume, higher. And then you have a pullback of only 5. 5 is less than 11, therefore it's lower. Then you have, again, a higher high. No, this is not high, but no, it's slightly higher high. And when the market goes back down, it's on 4. So you have 6 and then 4. This is normal, meaning in an uptrend you want higher volume on the up waves and less volume on the down waves. This is the very standard behavior that needs to be seen. Higher 12, down on only 3. Right, and then this inside consolidation, and again you have a rally on 7, pull back on 5. This is normal behavior. Normal behavior in any market. If that changes, then the markets are not making sense. Step back. Again, higher and lower. Normal behavior in a trend, in an uptrend, where up waves have more volume than the down waves and are bigger than the down waves. Up waves should be bigger, have more volume, have more time than the down waves. Price, volume, and time factors should be more on the up waves than the down waves. If those factors start changing, then there's a problem, and you got to be on guard for a change. So yeah, this had 21, went down, and that's bigger than the rest, but it only went down for 2 days, so, and not that much volume either. So I don't know what people, what the bears are saying, but unless you see the change, it's green, green, green. Immediate trend is up. There's no evidence of any change here. So, all right. So that's the first thing. Higher time frame, aka the daily chart, is showing uptrend with normal expected behavior of more volume on the up wave, most price and volume on the up wave than the down waves. Normal behavior. Until that changes, the trend is up. So the question is, what are you doing? Well, you got to get in the move, right? So it rallies, it pulled back here, then it rallies and pulls back here. Here, you're near support. So, Wyckoff, when he described how to trade, he said when a market is in a range swinging between 30 and 35, you on a daily chart, what you do is you buy support at 30 and sell a resistance at 35. That's how you trade the range, and this is normal common sense. Alright, now he didn't say exactly 30, he said around 30 and around 35, meaning you trade support and resistance around those areas based on what you see in terms of price volume behavior. So this is the support, and you see price goes around support. What is the behavior here? This is what needs to be observed. That was the resistance, and this is price around the resistance. So that's what needs to be observed. What are you looking for at price at the support and resistance points on a range, right? So I'm going to examine the first one, first turning point, then the second turning point. So I have to examine the trend, obviously, on the 5-minute chart. Alright, why 5-minute chart is good, intraday chart for a daily chart, meaning you use the daily as a high time frame and then enter on the 5-minute. So you had this trend turn green, and it sprung the low here and then started going higher. What's important is when it went down here, it went on 61 volume. This is like that preliminary supply, you can call it that. And after that, there was very little up volume, and then they just bid up prices in order to test that resistance area and just reverse the trend. So we'll see how it turned. Basically, when the supply started coming in here. Okay, and now what I'll do is I'll start labeling it so it's easy to understand. So 54 and 9, it went from 69 to 54 is less, and then 9 down, right? So 9 is obviously less than 54. So that's when you had some type of change from 69 to 9. So it's lower than 54. Alright, now these minor waves is difficult to judge, so I don't mess with them. Even though it's 1 and 0, and obviously up wave has more volume than down wave, I don't mess with it because it's difficult. You want to not make stupid mistakes. Like here, 41, right, down on 20. Understandable. You have green, trend, higher, lower, alright, higher wave, 41, lower wave, 20. Goes up, tests on 1, comes down on 61. Here you got a problem. It shouldn't come back down on 61. 61 is bigger than all the other waves. So there was some selling here. In fact, it broke the low, and it broke the second low too, right here. So this is like early selling. And when it went up, it went up on only 1. Okay, so there's something definitely wrong here. Like if you're looking at this, you know that there's some problem and the trend's about to turn. Now here's the issue. When a lot of times when trends are about to turn, they don't turn right away. There's some type of shakeout or bidding up of prices or whatever. So that happens a lot, and some of those moves will stop you out, and you just have to like get back in. That's all you can do, and just be cognizant that this is normal. So here, the selling pressure did come. They started dumping. So what happened was, as a result of that, the trend is about to turn. What happens is the price is bid up 98. Alright, this is your climax, and price gets exhausted here. It gets exhausted, and that's confirmed by I think by this one right here. So this is where you see 98, 33, 2. So the turn is right here. It was higher, lower. But again, I'm not too comfortable with it because I'm not sure if it's going to be a climax, right? You don't know. You don't know until it breaks. Well, it broke right there. That's where it broke. And now you have the behavior of a downtrend. Now, as what I explained to you all, was in an uptrend, the up wave should have more price volume time than the down waves, right? So in the downtrend, what should happen? Obviously, you should have more price time volume on the down waves than the up waves. That's what you see. See, 28 down, 2 up, 72 down, and 1 up. So, trend is down, behavior is there. That's how it turned. Change of behavior and all that other shit just happening right here. And what's really nice, you have the climax in the background. It was very, in my opinion, when you have climax in the background and then a sign of weakness or change of behavior, what is really going on? Well, when smart money, the way they enter the market, they don't just break it and start selling. They sell on the way up and they sell on the way down. Why? Because they suffer from the same thing everybody else suffers from, which is greed. Sell on the way up, then sell on the way down. Why? Because you want to get the best prices. So they sell on the way up until they cannot sell anymore, meaning exhaustion has occurred. The buyers are exhausted, so they sell as much as they can on the way up to get the best price, right? They got best price, high prices, and they try to sell more and more until what? Nothing. It goes from 98 all the way down to 2. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell is this 98? I divide it by a lot of zeros so that it's easier for me to read, because I don't want to read 98 million whatever. So it's just easier. So anyway, 98, 33, 2, clearly exhausted. From why is this 33 and why is this 2? Because the buyers are exhausted. They bought 98, right? So now buyers are exhausted. What do you want to do? Sell that shit. Bing, on the way down. Why? They try to sell as much on the way up until you can't sell no more. So what do you have to do? Sell on the way down. That's what happened. And now you have that behavior again, right? That down waves are bigger, more volume on the down wave than whatever up waves. So we see that behavior, Yeah, until here when it goes down on only 12. At that, this is very fishy because this is a pretty big wave. It's a big wave, but very much less volume. So something's going on, and this is how the market is turning. It goes lower, meaning 26, and then 12. 12 is lower than 26. And here is your change or your sign of weakness, right? So what are you gonna do? This is your sign of weakness, etc., etc. So now, is the immediate trend down or up? It's obviously up until I see otherwise. Why? It takes out the prior high, it rallies with the biggest volume in at least 6 up waves, as well as like, I don't know, 8 or 10 total waves, because 94 bigger than 12, 26, 67, 18, 72, 28, 32. It rivals the climax volume here, which was 98, right? So 98 terminated the uptrend. Now they're coming back in 94. This change of behavior is really good. I have this much volume. I can compare it to the prior climax, to understand intuitively that it's a hell of a lot of volume, right? And on the market, on the daily chart, it's near support. So if you're near support and there's this much volume coming in, 94, and the pullbacks are 7 and 9, what's that mean? It means resumption of trend. Now, what can screw this thing up is if it was just short covering, end of week short covering. So if it's end of week short covering, then sometimes you'll know. But as far as the immediate trend, the up waves, look at this, $14.94 or whatever I have. 14 goes up $14 and 94. It's bigger than 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Bang, 90, 14 and 90, $14.94. I think it was million or 9.4. I don't remember. Whatever. It goes up, pulls back to test, and nothing. Why? It's probably end of week short covering, but who cares? The immediate trend is up, and it's in position to actually fly. Now, before you do anything crazy, just you have to be understanding. So it's at support, and it did all this, and it pulled back, test, and it's ready to go. But you want to also understand that this is possible end of week short covering. Actually, it is. So are there buyers still there? These tests are telling me that the supply isn't there. So if the supply isn't there, what does that mean? Bulls are going to come in. So that's what I'm looking for. And can this change? It can. In that, if they fail, there's gonna be another drive down. But from what I'm seeing on the daily and what I'm seeing over here, you have a nice pullback and you have a turning point. And I like it. Alright. Thank you very much.